What's good, everyone? Today is August the 25th. We are celebrating the life of baby girl Aaliyah. This will be the 20th anniversary of her death. She was 22 when she passed, and she would have been 42 if she would have been living. And I just want to honor her life because I love me some Aaliyah growing up, and I was very sad when she passed away back in August 25th, 2001. Like, I remember that shit like yesterday. And it just seems like time has flied. I mean, shit, from 2001 to now 2021. Like, I remember being a child watching breaking news on MTV News that Aaliyah passed away. And when I witnessed it as a child, I was like, fuck, man. Well, I didn't say those words because I was a kid. I was like, wow, because she was just on 106 in Park, and that was her last appearance because she had on her white outfit on, and she was saying how she was going to Bahamas to film Rock the Boat. So it was just crazy how she was just on 106 in Park, and she passed away in that plane crash. It was very devastating. What's up, Kenny Gus? How are you? What's up, Mamacita? What's good? And it was very devastating when she passed away. Like, I was in so much disbelief because she had so much ahead of her. Like, she had so much shit going on. What's up, Jacksonville? She had so many movies lined up. Like, I don't know if you all know this, but she was supposed to be in the Matrix movies. She was supposed to play in Honey. She was supposed to play in that reboot of Sparkle. And Jessica Alba ended up replacing her in that movie Honey. And Marvin Gaye's daughter was the one who replaced her in the Matrix movies. Yeah. So she had a lot ahead of her, man. And she only did like 2 movies in her lifetime, and that was Romeo Must Die and Queen of the Dam. And I actually went to go see that movie in theaters. I remember that. Romeo Must Die. The only thing about that movie though, I was so like bummed out because I'm like, it's obvious her and Jet Li's character had chemistry, and I didn't understand why they couldn't kiss in the movie. That was lame to me. Like, how the fuck y'all link them together and they don't even kiss? Like, she just gave him a fucking hug and shit in the end of the movie. No kiss, no nothing. And then that Queen of the Dam movie she did, which was her last movie. I mean, the movie was shit, but she really made the movie. Like, if it wasn't for her standing out in the movie, that movie would have sucked. I watched that movie as well. And when she passed away, her brother had to finish doing the dubs for her voice. So he finished certain parts she didn't get a chance to finish in Queen of the Dam, as far as the voices go. And yeah, I want to give a little bio of her life. Well, she was born in January 16th, 1979. She was born in Brooklyn, New York, but raised in Detroit. She gained recognition at the age of 10 years old on the TV show Star Search. And I don't know if you all know this, but her uncle used to be married to Gladys Knight, which her uncle had something to do with Blackground Records, what have you, if you all didn't know that. And so at the age of 12, she signed with her uncle's label, Blackground Records and Jive Records. And that's when she was introduced to, y'all know who, R. Kelly. And he did the majority of the songwriting and producing for her debut album, which was Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. And not that it defines her life, but they got married without her parents' consent, and she lied about her age in order to get married, which is fucked up. He was a predator or whatever. And allegedly, I don't know how true it is, but he married her because he thought she was having his baby. And so anyways, her parents found out and they got an annulment. And during Aaliyah's lifetime, she never even like spoke of that marriage. She always denied it in every interview. Anytime someone would ask her about R. Kelly, she would just not talk about it. And Damon Dash, which she was with during the last days of her life, she was with Damon Dash, and he mentioned on the Surviving R. Kelly documentary that the only time they ever talked about it, she would merely say, "Oh, R. Kelly was a bad man," and just left it at that. So yeah, enough of that, because that doesn't define her life. And so she moved on and linked up with Timberland and Missy Elliott, and they did the second album, which was One in a Million. And when I tell y'all, she was really ahead of her time as far as musically goes. Like, the music we grew up on in the 90s, it it all sounded the same, but with her music, it was very futuristic. Like to this day, it hasn't aged. Like you can still listen to Aaliyah's music currently right now. Like she was so ahead of her time, and the beats Timberland had was like ridiculous. It was sick. It was so ahead of its time. It was wild, man. It was nothing you ever heard before. And so once Aaliyah linked up with them two, they created magic. Cause I'm gonna tell you, like, I had that album. I loved the shit out of that album when I was a kid. So I had Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. I had One in a Million album, and I had her last album. But yeah, that second album was the shit. Hands down. And she had so many like classics. Like she had If Your Girl Only Knew, that One in a Million song. She had that remake of Marvin Gaye, Got to Give It Up. That was a good little remake. Like she just had so many gems in that album. Mama Sita says she don't know what she saw in Demon Dash. Girl, I don't know either. But this is what I heard. I heard she was dating Jay-Z. I don't know how true that is. And supposedly Damon Dash pretty much snook Aaliyah away from Jay-Z. Mom Sita said, oh, I also like Let Me Know. Yeah, girl, I love that song too. That song was in the first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. And yeah, man, she just has so many classic songs. Like, I'm telling you what my favorite songs was from her. It's so many to count because her stuff was just so good, man. I loved the hell out of Try Again. I love the At Your Best song. I love If Your Girl Only Knew, 4-Page Letter, Hot Like Fire, Are You That Somebody? Like in the video, like I'm telling you that fucking music video and Are You That Somebody was very dope. Like from the choreography, from the goddamn the baby you heard in the background, in the beats of Are You That Somebody? That was sick, man. Like when I was a kid, I used to like try to emulate the dance moves in Are You That Somebody? The song was from the soundtrack of Dr. Dolittle. But yeah, that shit was so dope. Like her music videos was so cool to me. Like even Try Again, man, that was a dope ass video. Like she had memorable choreography in all her music videos. Now I fucks with More Than a Woman. I love that music video and the song. And I loved We Need a Resolution. Now that one, I like the gothiness of it. That was dope. Like she had a little goth thing going on in the music video. Like that was cool. So Concrete Jungle. Yeah, I love Rock the Boat. Oh yeah. And yeah, man, she just had dope music videos. The choreography was sick. Like her shit was just ahead of its time. And even to this day, man, she still has influence of other artists of today. Like you see in Normani, like you can tell she's influenced by Aaliyah. People like Tinashe. Like you still see the influence. And the thing is, the reason why we still fucks with Aaliyah music to this day, because her shit was just so ahead of its time. Like it hasn't aged. Like you can listen to Aaliyah's songs and not feel like it's old. It just feels new. You know what I mean? And even as far as her like swag and her aesthetics, like she had that whole tomboy thing going on. She had the style with her hairdo where she had her hairdo her hair slicked to the her eye area. And she says she got that from some old school actress named Victoria Lake. So that's where she got the whole hair covering the eye thing. Yeah, man, she was just cool. She just had so much swag. Like when I was a kid, I just looked up to her. Like between her and Brandy, those were the go-to chicks I looked up to growing up. Like I listened to Monica stuff, but I wasn't really into her music the way I was with Aaliyah's and Brandy's. So yeah, Aaliyah, she's I never heard anyone say anything negative about her. Like everyone in the industry had a nice thing to say about her. She was really seemed like a nice person. She was down to earth. She was a beautiful woman inside and out. And I just liked her vibe, man. She just seemed like a cool person. And I loved all of her music. And I just wish she was still living because she's still missed. And this is another thing I hate. I hate when people like say, oh, if Aaliyah was living and Beyonce would it be hot? No, I don't agree with that because Beyonce was gonna be hot regardless. Like I don't get the whole comparing them to one another because they could still coexist. Like I don't understand why some people say, "Oh, Beyonce wouldn't have the career she has if it was for Aaliyah dying." I mean, I don't agree with that because I don't even think it's a fair comparison because I mean, yeah, they were two young black women, but they didn't make the same type of music. I mean, Leah had her own thing and Beyonce had her thing. But I believe they would still coexist. I don't think that Beyonce wouldn't be where she is over Aaliyah not being around. No, I don't agree with that. It was going to happen regardless. What's up, Silent J? Yeah, like I don't understand why people can't allow artists, especially women, to coexist. Like, why I gotta be one or the other, man? Because they both had their own place in this world. I mean, shit. I don't even think it's a fair comparison because they even make the same. They didn't make similar music, and that's another thing. Like, I like the way Aaliyah sing, and just because a person is not belting, doing runs and shit, don't mean a person can't sing. Aaliyah, I like the way she sing because it fit with the song. Like she knew how to use her voice. Like especially with slow songs, she had a little soft tone to her voice when she sings little ballads and stuff. So yeah, don't sleep on Aaliyah because she was a decent singer, in my opinion. And I think if she was still living, I think she would have been I think she would have been acting more. Not to say she wouldn't still be making music, but I believe she would have got into the whole acting thing more so because she had so many movies lined up prior to her death. She was supposed to be in the Sparkle movie. She was supposed to be in Honey. She was supposed to be in the Matrix movies prior. And in her third album, I'm gonna tell you what was so different than the two albums she had. The third album, it was more like she was experimenting with all types of sounds in it. I like it. I like the fact it had different sounds, like some of the shit was kind of like rock and roll, similar. It was just all types of shit in that last album. It was just very different. Yeah, I liked her in Queen of the Dam too. Like she's the only thing that stood out in the movie. Like if it wasn't for her, I think the movie would have sucked. But what made it less of a bad movie was her presence in the movie. So I watched that movie for her. What are your all favorite songs from Aaliyah? Because I'm sorry, like it's too many for me to like choose a favorite. Because all her music was pretty much dope. It was pretty much the shit. And some of the songs, I don't know if you all noticed, but that At Your Best song is actually originally an Isley Brothers song. That At Your Best song, that's their original song. Which I didn't know at the time when I was younger until much later. Like certain music, certain songs she sang was like from old school artists. Like even that song Choosy Lover that was in the second album, 1 in a Million, that was also from an Isley Brothers song. And then as a little girl, I loved that Journey to the Past song, which was in the Anastasia movie soundtrack. I love that song. Yep. And then it's really like it's really sad the way she went out because her death was pretty much preventable. Like she didn't like the plane she was in was a small plane, and the shit was just overloaded, and that's how that crash happened. It's just so much that could have been prevented, man. It was very like sad when that happened. And see, now y'all, her music is now free to be streamed now, because prior they were holding her fucking music in hostage for the longest. Like we couldn't even listen to all of her music on Spotify or anything, which was weird, but now we can listen to all of her music. And the thing is, I think there has been conflict between her mom, brother, and her brother and her uncle when it came to her music. I don't know, for some reason they didn't want to release like new stuff from her. For some reason, I don't know what that was about. And oh my gosh, don't get me started on that weak ass biopic movie they did of Aaliyah on Lifetime. That shit was whack as fuck. they didn't have the rights to her music to even play in the movie. So what's the point even in doing a biopic movie where you can't even play the artist's music? I hated that. I hated that Lifetime movie they did of her. That shit was whack as fuck to me. Okay, Jimmy, there's the link. But yeah, she just seemed like a sweet person though. Like she didn't seem like a diva or nothing. She was just very down to earth person. Now, do I think she would have still been with Damon Dash? Mm. I felt like she was too good for him, honestly. That's just me though. Silent J says they took her out. I mean, it's so much that went wrong that could have been prevented, man. When it came to her death, like I don't understand why they didn't give her a bigger plane with someone her caliber. Why the fuck would you send her a small plane? And this is another thing I didn't understand, like why they couldn't just film the rest of the music video in Florida? Why they had to go to Bahamas to do it? Because there's nice beaches in the Florida areas she could have filmed it in versus doing it in Bahamas. And she was very adamant, like she did not want to get in that small plane. Like Damon Dash even said that Aaliyah was calling him and telling him and giving her concerns how she didn't want to get on that plane, and Damon was telling her, "Don't get in that plane." So she was funny about getting in that small plane. And see, I know my ass don't fuck with small planes because anything can go wrong. I don't fuck with small planes, period. Red Fan says Aaliyah was a known diva and she died because she was stubborn about wanting to go to the Bahamas, and right then she didn't want to wait on the bigger plane. That plane, that plane was just overloaded with a bunch of shit. Like her and her people should never been in that small plane. Period. And I don't know. The rumor is she was trying to rush back because she heard that Damon Dash was cheating on her. I don't know how true that was, but that's another rumor why she was trying to get back, whatever. But yeah, when she died, I did not want to. That made me very scared of flying in them small planes. Like, fuck that, nah. And the thing is, like, it could have been prevented, unfortunately. But we can't take shit back. I wish she wouldn't have gotten that plane. Silent J says they told her he was in a bad car accident. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. Like, I just like some people were just like spreading rumors like he was cheating on her, and that's why she was trying to rush back to the States. Yeah. So I'm gonna play some of Aaliyah's shit. Razor Ramon says Aaliyah an all-time great. Yeah, she was a fucking legend in my eyes. I mean, and to this day, like we still bump to her music. Like her shit feels new. It does. Like it's so it sounds like some shit that just dropped today. Like that's how her music stands test of time. You know? Hey,
What's up?
what's up?
I don't have much to say on the topic, but that her career got cut short, before she really had a chance to blow up. Because when you look at who she went to school with musically, I mean, and you know, eventually Timberland and Missy Elliott and her, they was all tight like that. I mean, just what it could have been was off the hook. And I still bump her album to this day. One of my favorite songs is "Down with a Click" with her and R. Kelly, because
Yeah, that
that's where
was
she
in the first
showed.
album.
She showed where she had a voice like a motherfucker in that particular. I mean, she showed other songs, but in that one, she really had to blow them pipes and sing and show her how strong her voice was. But yeah, it just bothered me because she got cut so short, and it was unlimited her potential. You
Yeah,
know what I
like her
mean?
death was very it was preventable.
Yeah.
It didn't need to happen.
And as far as that um, airplane trip, there could have been a million things behind that. Remember, she was still coming into the game. We don't know her finances. We don't know that she wasn't getting ripped off and couldn't afford to get a better plane. We don't know what kind of contract she signed. Remember, she came in. She went up under R. Kelly with that album, and he was getting ripped off by the management. So we don't know that. You know what I mean? We don't
Well,
know.
when all that shit went down, she like cut ties with R. Kelly and she moved on to Timberland and Missy.
Yeah, but we still don't know what her contract was though, and what kind of money she was bringing in. Because remember, just because she cut off R. Kelly don't mean she wasn't still. We don't know who her manager was. You know, you might have signed a 7 or 8 year deal. You cut off R. Kelly maybe 3 years in, so we don't know what was left. You know what I'm saying? She cut him off as far as contact and her reputation. We don't know what she signed. But like I said, she was an amazing talent. And if we see what happened to Missy Elliott, so we could imagine if she was still alive, how many joint productions they would have had together.
Yeah, and well, I heard during the time she was doing her last album, I heard her and Timberland wasn't seeing eye to eye creatively wise. So it seems like she was trying to branch out and do other things musically wise.
Yeah, but yeah, she was amazing talent. She just, man, she was cut so short, and that'll always. I'll be honest with you. I don't like talking about her because it drives me crazy about what she could have been. That just drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah, she was only 22.
Yeah, and got cut short. And that ain't even count. We ain't even talking about her acting. We're just talking musically. I mean, listen. You know how you know she was important to the music game? Drake. Drake was pressed about her and has an Aaliyah tattoo. I mean, we're talking one of the hottest artists possibly ever who's broken records. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he was trying to use some of her music and her family kind of like put a stop to it.
Yeah, well, he was the way he was doing it. He wasn't trying to pay homage, and he didn't want Timberland them to be involved. He wanted to do it all, and it's like you can't do that. I mean, we understand why he wouldn't use R. Kelly, but come on, you can't do that and leave Timberland and Missy Elliott, and I forget it was somebody else out. You can't leave all of them out. You know
Yeah,
what
and
I'm
I just
saying?
feel like her legacy is not like she's pretty much our Selena. Like I just feel like she deserved more. Like she deserved a better biopic movie. Like I hated that TV movie they did of her. Like she deserved
That was a
better than that.
perfect analogy right there. That she was our version of Selena. But
Yeah, she
Selena was
was.
another one we don't know. To Latinos, we don't know.
Yeah, and it was just sad how I just feel like her legacy is not being treated as other artists. Like, I don't, her family just seems like they don't want to, I don't know, like keep her legacy going.
Well, oh, I'm sure they do because remember they make money. She didn't have no kids, right?
No, she didn't have any
So the family
kids.
gets paid off of it. So they want to keep it going, but like maybe they don't have the know-how, and maybe nobody's bringing it to the table the right way.
And her father's deceased, and so it's just her mother and brother.
Yeah, and like I said, and it depends on what they coming at them with. And here's something else too. We don't know how private of a person she was, because a lot of artists, it's hard to get information on them, and then it does make you put out a shitty documentary sometimes because you don't. Now, them not being able to play the music, I thought, like you said, that was some bullshit. Why
Yeah,
did you
like
put it
why the
out?
fuck would you not have her music playing? Like, don't you want to keep her legacy alive?
Yeah,
Like, don't you want younger generation to discover her music? Like, that was crazy to me. I didn't understand why her family was not allowing people to listen to her music, or allowing her some new stuff to come out of it. Like, I didn't understand that.
yeah. Well, it would have helped her. It would have helped too if she would have had like a big ass vault like Tupac. You know, when he died, shit, they was putting out records years and years later.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't have a big vote. As I said, she really didn't get a chance to get going. Plus, you got to remember, she's probably busy between music. Then you throw acting in there, and let's face it, I bet you when she did Queen of the Dam, being that that was a major movie, she probably had to. Because that's the thing about it. When you do certain types of movies, you have to actually put everything aside for that movie. And even though they make movies quick now, that's busy. And you know, after she did that and Romeo Must Die, ain't no telling how many movies she had lined up.
Yeah, I already. Yeah, well, I already pointed out the movie she was supposed to be in. She was supposed to be in Sparkle movie, which Jordan Sparks
Yeah,
ended up getting, and then she was supposed to be in the Honey movie, which Jessica Alba replaced her,
yeah. And she
and she was
probably had
supposed
a
to be in
shitload
Matrix
of stuff
movies.
booked up. Because see, people don't realize when people have acting movies booked up, like Tupac did, you might for the next 5 years have just shit booked up, just so you can take time out of your schedule and set up your tours and stuff. Like your agent and your manager's got to figure out how do we set up tours so we don't interfere. And remember, when you're doing a movie, you also got to take some time out to privately learn and remember your lines and how to do it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
she just was probably busy, and I bet you she ended up on that cheap plane because let's face it, it costs a lot of money to keep contracting out private jet companies to fly you around. That's why you see certain people like a Floyd Mayweather getting his own plane. People don't realize even a millionaire will tell you it's still expensive. $20,000 here, 50,000 because private jets ain't cheap at all. And that's why she probably was on that. Because when I saw the plane, I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah, it was too small,
But
especially someone her caliber.
but see, that's what I'm saying though. Even a millionaire will tell you, unless you have your own plane, it can be because remember, even private jet planes have schedules. You know what I mean? Even they got schedules. You might say, okay, I need to do this, but hell, they might have other rich clients they got to fly. And remember, a lot of them private jet companies got professional NFL franchises. That's really how they make their money. I just think it was probably a plane availability issue, and that cheap one was available. Unless you got your own plane, like some of these preachers, and you got to look at we're talking billionaire status. Private jets, like I said, it could be expensive. You could end up spending millions of dollars a year. And as busy as she was, and as much traveling as she probably had to do, you could end up spending billions of dollars. Millions of dollars a year just on plane flights. So she probably did that because it was cheaper. And like you said, now if that's true, she was trying to catch Dame cheating. Well, she could have done that under the radar even. But I saw that plane, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and even the pilot, he didn't even have the credentials to even fly that plane, and then they found drugs in his system.
Yeah. But like I said, she probably did it because it was cheaper. Because like I told you, we don't know. See, here's the thing we don't understand about entertainers. You can sign a multi-million-dollar contract and not be a millionaire at the end of the contract. Look at R. Kelly. The managers and everybody around him got all the money. And you got to remember, she was so young when she got in, and her family probably didn't think about the terminology of the contract. Because, of course, they had to sign off. She couldn't just do it as a minor by herself. And if you don't, people don't realize, if I was going to sign a contract, hey, you got to give me a month to study the terminology. And I'm guessing she probably got a fucked up contract and was still under it, even though she wasn't under R. Kelly. I'm guessing she had a fucked up contract.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. R. Kelly, I this is what I heard. I heard her family are making money off of R. Kelly. R. Kelly don't even have the rights to his music.
Yeah, I know. If he would have had everything, he could have handled his legal bill. Which now the fans are paying for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what Mama see the BK said. See, we don't, maybe they're making so much money off that perfume. To be honest with you, that's some mismanagement too. Because her family, if it was me and it was my daughter or sister that was dead, and I had rights, believe you me, we would pimp that shit out.
Yeah.
We would, because I'm telling you now, it's a lot of dead motherfuckers who still worth a lot of money. Some of which are worth more dead than they was when they was putting out music.
Right, because like before she passed away, her last album she had, it didn't sell as much, but as soon as she passed away, the album was selling like hotcakes.
But see, Drake promoting her that's where her family fucked up because they could have capitalized on Drake promoting her without dealing with him directly. Just the fact that he was mentioning her name. How many young motherfuckers went out and said, "Let me go listen to her on Spotify, iTunes, different shit like that." You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody's mismanaging things clearly. Because like I said, when Drake did that, that was their opportunity to capitalize. We talking the hottest artist going right now says your name like that and talks about, and he's paying homage to your music and shit. That was a big push right there that they missed out on.
Yeah, like I don't understand why her family won't like keep her legacy alive more, because I know with Selena's family, like they did a good job keeping her legacy alive. Like
Yes.
they didn't waste no time. Like when she passed away, they hopped on that movie shit.
That movie was great too. I love that
Yeah.
movie, man. I really felt that movie. You can you feel like, man, I'm really there. This is some good shit. That movie was good. That Selena movie was, man. I watched it like 4 times.
Yeah, because that's how I discovered Selena's music, just from watching that movie.
Yeah, that was a great movie. I knew about the everything because I don't get me wrong, I like a lot of Latino music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but yeah, that was crazy because, and like I said, I don't know, man, but we don't know. We'd have to be with her family to see, because there's stuff we probably don't know. There's how it is. Just we know what we see. I haven't really like did my homework and said, let me go see what all is out there being made money off of in Aaliyah's name, and maybe there's more than what we know. Because I didn't know she had a perfume till I seen Mama C the BK's comment,
Yeah, me either.
and I didn't know she had a website. So
Yeah, they just don't really promote her shit as much.
hold on. Well,
They,
remember this too though. Remember this too though. Remember now, perfumes are promoted like designer wear. It's better promoted in them foreign countries than it is over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually looking on her official website right now, getting ready to check it out. About
right, Razor. Her like for the longest, her music wasn't even in streaming sites, and they just now releasing all her music.
yeah, but see, we don't know that they didn't do that because hey, y'all ain't paying us enough money to be streaming us.
Yeah.
Memorial fund donation cards. Now, see, this is weird. It's like they're taking up donations on here. I don't see where they're selling nothing. Hold on. Licensing. So yeah, that's that they're selling the license. Exclusive licensing right here. Yeah, you can buy the license. Doesn't say the price. You got to email them to see what they want for it. So that's why it probably ain't, because ain't no telling how much they wanted to be able to license that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you look at this website, yeah, there's something wrong with this picture, because you should be able to make plenty of money off her name. They even have a memorial fund, donation. They got some kind of song dedications. Yeah, it looks like hell. They up here collecting donations. Like that's what I said. From what I'm reading, I'm thinking she signed a. That's why I said she signed a fucked up deal. She signed a fucked up deal.
I just wish she was. I just wish her legacy was treated more better,
Yeah,
like how Selena's legacy is.
but like I told you, she may have signed a fucked up deal. Yeah, she definitely signed a fucked up deal, because I'm looking at this website now. Yeah, this is not making any sense to me. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Donation cards. Over the years, the Huntington family has received. Yeah, they up here taking up donations and shit. Yeah, see, there's something going on. That's why I said she might have signed a fucked up deal that the family can't completely capitalize on this.
Yeah, and I also heard like there's conflicts between Aaliyah's mother and the uncle, which was that guy who owned Black Crown Records.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if you go to
Hey,
her
crazy.
website,
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
you go to her website, she signed a fucked up record deal and probably movie deal. What's up, Quasi?
Nothing much. Y'all talking about Aaliyah, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're honoring her. It's her 20th anniversary of her death.
Man, I'm still mad that they put her on that goddamn plane with all that stuff. Bad
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, man, from looking at this website and the fact that she ended up on that cheap raggedy motherfucker. Yeah, she got screwed over. See, here's the thing: you can sign a deal with a movie company, like I said, and it can be for millions and millions of dollars. But then your agent fucked you over, or your management fucked you over. Somebody fucked her over. Somebody's making money that ain't in her family. And like I said, if you watch this website, they taking up donations and shit just to even maintain this website.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yep,
that shit.
she was young and her family had to be dumb as fuck, because they the parents should have been learning the contract terminology. Yeah, she got I think she got dumb like R. Kelly.
And she got ripped off, really,
Yeah,
pretty bad, pretty bad.
yeah,
Like I think like the contract she signed, they was getting like most of the money, and they was giving her like the leftover change or some shit like that.
yeah.
Cause she should have got more than that.
Well, that's why she was on that plane. She clearly got gypped, which is weird because Dame Dash is supposed to be worth all this money. You would think that if that's your bitch, you're supposed to make sure she was flying on a decent plane.
Yeah, I still will never understand why she had to be in a plane like that. She should have never been in that plane.
Yeah,
That
with
tell you what kind
all
of nigga
that.
Dame is, though, because my bitch wouldn't have been on no plane like that. Hey,
Yeah.
crazy, you wouldn't have put your woman on no plane like that. I
Hell
wouldn't.
fucking no.
Hey, the shit. Only my worst enemy would have been on some shit like that.
Crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. Her money, she got screwed on the money, and that cheap ass plane was probably available all the time. Which we know. Look, duh, who would want to be on that? Yeah, even a normal working motherfucker like me wouldn't want to be on no shit like that.
Hell fucking no.
Like them small planes ain't no joke. Like there's nothing good that comes with flying in a small plane like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my wife told me like years ago when her daughter was a baby, they flew on one of them small, cheap ass propeller type planes, and she said, "Man, that shit was awful." She said, "Man, you think a big ass airplane turbulence and how it drops in the air pockets is bad. That shit is like way
And then
worse.
she had, and then she had all that stuff on the plane with her too,
Yeah,
weighing the damn plane down. So that could be the cause of that too. She had a lot of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, and he even said, like, in the report, like, even if she would have survived that plane crash, she wouldn't have lived long because her heart was weak when that
man.
plane crash happened. So I'm thinking maybe she died from shock when that plane was
Yeah,
going down.
Yeah.
I just wish she was still here.
Hey, Razor Ramon, but here's the
me too.
here's the thing, Razor Ramon. His royalties wasn't shit though. I feel what you're saying, but his royalties wasn't shit, and that's what I'm saying. For him to have to give his royalties to her, because you gotta remember something. This is how you know Aaliyah got ripped off. She still came up when people were still buying cassette tapes and CDs. If you came up in that era and you was broke, you got fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't like now where, yeah, you know, you got all these different licensing companies and shit playing. No, if 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 um if R. Kelly had to donate to her mom, because there should have been enough money tied to Aaliyah. And like I said, she came up in the era where you had to actually go out there and physically buy the music. It ain't like now. It ain't the digital era.
Right, even in cars, like, there's no CD players, like, everything is digital.
And that was back when, you know, you made a lot of money
Yeah.
because you had to go out there and spend like anywhere, depending on what, if it was an EP or not, anywhere from $20. And that was back when CDs was even more. Like CDs was around like $30.
Yeah. So what were y'all favorite music from her? Like, what was y'all favorite songs from
I already
her?
told you that Down with a Click, man.
Oh, you like that
That was
song?
better to me than Age wasn't nothing but a number.
Man,
Age wasn't nothing
I
but a
don't
number is
care
what
what
drawed me
nobody
to
say,
get
man.
the
I,
fucking cassette.
I like the 4-page letter song, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. She had so many classics.
I used to
One
have
in a
a crush
million.
on her. I used to have a crush on Aaliyah. I used to call her my wife.
Man, you wasn't the only fucking one. Everybody was
A
like,
lot of dudes
man,
had
everybody
crushes
had
on
a.
her.
I think everybody. I used to have a little picture of her up on my wall back when I used to get those old school rap magazines where you could tear out like and put it up on the wall. I had
I used to
everybody
have
NWA, all that shit.
I used to have her posters all up in my room and everything, man.
Yeah.
And she modeled for Tommy Hilfiger.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, the agent, because remember, not your money don't go directly to you; it go through an agent. See, people don't know this neither, man. Like, man, that's a whole nother topic in itself. The entertainment business, like R. Kelly, I think one of the time he signed a contract, they said he was bitching because it was like, damn, when do I get paid? And said, no, you signed a contract, you only get paid once a year. Well, see what the record companies can do, or even the agent can say, yeah, we got to use this money for this, and then we'll give you whatever. But that's the whole year they got to wait a couple months before court file bankruptcy, and you don't get nothing. And they done took your
And
money and
I'm
jacked it
not a
off.
big fan of I'm not a big fan of R. Kelly at all.
Yeah, me
Musically, I am.
neither.
Musically, I am. I know the case, but we can't take away the fact.
Yeah, he could
Musically
sing, but still.
and producing that album, I mean, we can't say that album that she did that was so classic. I mean, he was a genius. Musically, R. Kelly's a fucking genius. He's
Yeah,
just a dumbass when
No,
it
he was a
comes.
genius.
he's a fucking pedophile though.
Well, we're not denying that. That's why I said. That's why I said. You notice I put the word musically in front of it.
Yeah.
Musically, we talk about his music. I mean, his creativity, how his stuff never was the same. The fact that he produced that album for her that was a hit, and
Yeah.
it was pop. No, we're talking musically. That's a whole nother. Actually, I think about making him my next topic. But yeah, musically, R. Kelly was a genius, and what he gave her a hell of a good jump start. She
Yeah,
just
he
died
did.
before she could really capitalize on it. I mean, he produced the fuck out that album.
Now he wrote most of the songs.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't take the truth away from the truth. Now he that shit was on point. Like I said, I still fuck with that album to this day.
Yeah. Like I said,
Hell, that,
4-page letter
that
was
looking
my
back in
song.
retrospect, He was obviously telling us something. Age ain't nothing but a number. Like, yeah, of course, because you're trying to holler at other minors.
Well, he married her at 15, and you see the federal courts went, and because remember they always said it was a rumor, they never proved it. Well, we know the feds went and got the goddamn evidence of it. Like, oh no, we got the documentation, motherfucker, and the
He fucked.
connects.
He fucked, yo.
I don't even know why he's fighting it. I would have been talking about some plea bargain shit personally. Hey, y'all, give me
Word.
a deal. Give me a 10-year deal, and because they talking about 10 to life. Shit, nigga, just give me 10 flat.
Right.
I have to register as a sex offender. You know what I don't get though? I don't want to get way off into this. If you're into teenage girls, there's so many countries that'll. Corey Holcomb was talking about it. There's so many countries that'll let you fucking do that. Why do it in America where you know you can't do it? You can go
Let's
to a
don't
lot
do
of
it in the
countries and do
USA.
that. There's a
Let's don't do it
shitload
in
of
the.
countries.
Well, where he messed up at, he didn't get her parents' permission to marry her, and the record and her shit was forged. Like it said in the marriage certificate that she was 18, and the guy from Surviving R. Kelly admitted that he was the one that forged the shit so they can get married.
Yeah, that whole situation was a mess. Like I said,
And I've heard the reason why he married her because he thought she was pregnant.
that
Damn.
was that was gonna be his goal. But you know what? There's something else though people don't know. And they said it. R. Kelly was not very intelligent. That's why he's not making no money. They
Well,
said,
he's dyslexic.
oh, okay.
He can't he can't read, but like he can write the hell out of a goddamn song though,
Well, remember
despite of not
a
being
lot
able
of
to
times you don't
read.
have to even write it down on paper. Remember, you could just record it and then put it to a computer and it do it for you. Oh, I know what dyslexia is. It's where you see everything backwards.
Yeah, that's what he
But
had.
but you can still read. You just have to adapt. I know because someone in my family and they have a real good job where they have to be able to read. So I already know dyslexia. You can still read. You just see it backwards as I see it forward. But we still see it the same. You can still do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that ain't no excuse for him being dumb though. You know, getting fucked over. I mean, that's what they said. His agents and management and all them people made the money. Plus, they say he paid a lot of people and made them millionaires to keep this shit under wraps like he did. I forget what was the woman said that they was actually going. They was going recruiting girls out to high school to bring them to him.
Yeah, like people who's from Chicago knew this about R. Kelly. Like he would be out here trying to get at these young girls in high school.
And then you remember he was hanging out at McDonald's, which is even back when I was coming up in my area. That's where all the kids hung out at McDonald's and Taco Bell. You know, the fast food places, especially in the evening. But see, it's easy for him to pull a chick, walk up in there, a young teenage girl with a famous motherfucker. He ain't got to put no effort in it.
Yep.
But a mature grown woman's still gonna be like, you famous and everything, but I ain't gonna be your fool.
Yeah, in Aaliyah's lifetimes, like she never spoken of that whole situation with R. Kelly. Like she always avoided that question whenever she was interviewed.
And she dodged that question real quick.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
because
jumped to
why
another
would she?
topic.
Because she had success with him, what was the point? You know, she probably didn't want to go to. She didn't probably want to end up in a courtroom with him. Remember, you know, she didn't want to end up in a courtroom testifying against him.
Then the marriage got annulled and she stopped dealing with him. And Damon Dash, the only thing Damon Dash said in Surviving R. Kelly, he said she barely talked about it, and the only time they ever had the conversation, she just said, "Oh, he was a bad guy."
Yeah, well, we see that with these other girls, all this control freak. It ain't even about him fucking them girls. You know what? And that's something else. That situation, it ain't even about the fact that he fucking them. It's the fact that a crazy shit he did, I think, is what's making the courts like, what the fuck, man? The kidnapping, the spreading of the disease he had. We ain't gonna say. Knowing you got that and knowingly fucking those girls and giving that to him. You know what I'm saying? And they said when this is over with, he's gonna be paying out lawsuit money for that.
Yeah, he ruined a lot of
They
young
throwing
girls'
him.
lives.
They throwing R. Kelly under the damn jail, man.
Man, like I said, he a dumb motherfucker. I would have been making a plea bargain hoping to get out someday. Your dumb ass gonna go to court on a life sentence in your 50s. You may not even live to ever get out. But then again, I guess he could make albums from prison. They got music studios in prison. I know the one I was at, they had a music studio and a full-fledged band.
Yeah, every prison is different.
Or maybe they could send him to go do an album with the Lifers group. I don't know if you ever heard of them. The guys that was in prison making albums. Yeah, that might be too young for that one. That was back in like the 80s and the early 90s. They was making albums from prison and videos and shit called the Lifers group. A lot of rappers were saying, yeah, I kill a motherfucker and go do records with the Lifers group. Like
But yeah, but yeah, if
Aaliyah was just young.
yeah, she was really young.
And she didn't really get to, like you said, she died so young. Because I'm sure if she was alive now, she would have got rid of her management, even if she would have had to go to court to do it. Like, remember, who was that you was talking about before, Harley? Where sometimes you got to break a contract and breach it so you can move on and make money. And what was it, girl? I think you said
Britney Spears.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do that. Because some people get ripped off by their fucking family, too. Because people get dependent. Look at Roger Troutman. When he cut off his brother was so dependent on the money, he went crazy and shot him.
Yeah.
That was his own fucking brother that killed him.
Motherfuckers be motherfucking cutthroat business, bro.
Bro,
his granddaughter OD'd on drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I went to see Zapp in concert, I felt so bad for the son of the one that killed him. Because, I mean, he's still making money off Roger's name. But, you know, even though you ain't have nothing to do with it, your dad killed his brother. And here you are making a living. And I know it probably drives him crazy every time they do a song or perform on the stage to deal with that. Could you imagine how fucked up that funeral was? And they had them both together, put them together.
Look at what's his name? P. Diddy. He set the fuck up out of Biggie Smalls by making him go to fucking California and shit. He set that boy up.
I don't think that was a setup. I think it was just capitalizing on money.
Yeah, P. Diddy set Biggie Smalls up.
Because remember, do you remember, Suge Knight said this on BET? He was getting ready to get Biggie. I don't know if he signed with him, but he said him and Biggie talked personally. And he was showing the album cover of that Life After Death. And he said, listen, y'all. Biggie said, yeah, I don't mind being mature and changing up my music, maybe doing one song. He said, but P. Diddy was trying to make me, this big fat black motherfucker is trying to dress up and wear suits and act like Diddy was trying to make Biggie be him. And he was getting ready to flip the Death Row, according to Suge Knight. And I kind of believe it because that last album he did, it sucked to me, even though he had going, back to Cali. It was like, man, you got him acting like an R&B rapper and that, or some shit you would do, Puffy. Yeah. Biggie was a street. He stole
that Life After Death or that Death shit from Tupac. But besides the point, Biggie Smalls got set up by P. Diddy because it was him or fucking P. Diddy that was gonna die.
Yeah, what but remember this though.
Diddy was gonna sacrifice himself.
Some people say the LAPD was behind Biggie's death.
We don't know. It could have been some street level nigga shit too. So, because remember, they got Crips and Bloods all over this motherfucking country. Just like Tupac. That dude that Tupac them beat up, they say, oh shit, no, they beat the shit out of a dude that was a killer. If Tupac them didn't realize, when you beat up a killer, you don't beat up a killer, you kill a killer.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it. I think it was some. I believe if it was done, it was some street level Cali bullshit, man. I just don't believe because remember this. Diddy had him under a long-term contract. I think it was at least I can say long-term, but he had him under at least a 5-year contract. Killing me, you don't make no money off. You make money off of him still, but he's worth more money alive dropping new records.
Bottom line, you don't go to the West Coast 6 months after Tupac's death. With that, these motherfuckers are still after you, and they still on that goddamn West Coast, East Coast beat.
Yeah, but the way they was trying to piece it out, and if you remember, Snoop Dogg was, because like I said, that beef. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you watch the documentary, Snoop Dogg was talking about it. He said, "Listen, a lot of that was making money." He said, "I didn't want to partake in it because I know how people is." He said, "But let's face it, Diddy didn't send him out there to die. Diddy sent him out there because it was a money move. Because let's face it, you're gonna sell out like a motherfucker. Think about it, he was gonna sell out wherever he performed out there, selling products, T-shirts, and remember back then they were still selling stuff on cassette, and CDs was slowly taking over cassettes. I think it was just a money play promotional move that went south and was stupid.
I don't know.
I feel what you're saying, Quasi.
That whole East Coast West Coast thing was manufactured by the media.
And it made money for everybody. Yep, you're right. It made money for the newspapers, the record sales, the artists.
And Tupac said he wasn't on that shit.
Tupac really was just going at them.
I didn't even give a shit about it. Like, I loved East Coast and West Coast music. I didn't give a fuck about all that beef shit.
I didn't give a fuck about that shit either. But that shit was just motherfucking stupid.
See, that's a goddamn whole nother topic, man. That's a whole fucking show right there.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold the show about that. But Aaliyah, I want to continue talking about my wife right now, Aaliyah.
Yeah, like I said, there's nothing I could say bad about her. But like I said, we didn't get a chance. It's like seeing a flower that didn't get to bloom. It started, but it died before it had a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, she deserves better than how her legacy is being treated. Like, she should be bigger. Like, she should be up there with Selena.
But see,
I wish we had a time machine that stop her from going on that plane or stop her to get in that damn plane.
That's her family, though, man. That's her family. Because, like I said, there's no way you could tell me that wouldn't no companies invest in that. She looked good as fuck on the website, Quasi, man. I'm telling you. That picture they got of her on their website, god damn, she looks beautiful.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Leah, she was a pretty woman.
She was very beautiful.
Yeah, like I said, man, the legacy is her family. Like I said, see, that's where you got to get them up. See, this is what people don't realize. If I'm in her situation and I don't know what to do, right? If I'm in her family situation, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to go hire me a PR motherfucker or somebody that can show me how to play this game. Then we can go to the companies and sell that because she's a hot product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just don't. If I don't know what, just like that, you get some people get a public relations tutor. They get a manager. They get somebody who specializes in that, taking something that's worth money, but you don't know what to do with it, and showing you step from A to Z how to make money off of it.
That's right.
And I'm just telling you, her legacy is, I guarantee you, because you can't tell me when she first died, everybody wasn't foaming at the mouth to use her to make money. And her family done fucked up somewhere. Because look at Biggie. Biggie and Tupac, that's still worth money.
Yeah, they didn't take advantage of her legacy.
Now, Tupac's mom, she had an advantage because she had such a big music vault. I think she said like 30 years worth of music. If they wanted, they could drop 2-3 albums constantly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, LA?
Damn, man. I mean, hardly they be trying to do anything to help you win. You got 3 people watching. Ain't nobody paying attention to this shit, but they want to help you win. They want to help you win.
This is what I'm talking about.
Harley,
This is what I'm talking about. We talking about a real talk.
I was getting ready to say, Harley, use your fucking brain. As soon as that started, you should have kicked them off.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to contribute, but I know.
No, fuck it. He wants you to start talking about him, but anyway.
But yeah, we were talking about Leah.
This is some, oh my God.
Here we go. Here the fuck we go.
It isn't helping people win. It's supporting people through thick and thin. Yeah, it's easy to get up here and support you if there's 30 or 100 motherfuckers. But you show people that you down with them no matter what. But motherfucking nigger like that don't know. And let me go before I kill your motherfucking show, because I'm about to go. Let me go before I fuck your show up.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought you see what I mean though.
Oh my
I be
god.
trying to.
Every time
I
we
be
do a
thinking.
real topic
I
about
be thinking
something,
motherfuckers gonna contribute to the topic. Like, what the fuck?
yo, that's why you don't let stupid motherfuckers like LA on, man. We doing a real topic show, and here come this stupid motherfucker, man. This is what I'm talking about. And then this stupid motherfucker say we stalking him. Like you trying to fucking get attention, you fucking dumbass bozo. You trying to get attention.
Right. We're just talking about shit. And we're talking about Aaliyah. Because this is what it's about, Aaliyah. So yeah, what was your favorite album? Like, what's your favorite album she had? She had 3 albums.
Oh, I forgot the name of them.
Okay, I'll tell you the names. Like, her first album was Age Ain't Nothing But a Number.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one she made to. I guess R. Kelly wrote that album.
Yeah, and then the second album was one 1 million, and then the
I like
second.
that.
I mean,
I like that album. One in a million. I like that album. 1 in a Million.
Right.
1 in a Million was my favorite album.
Yeah, and then her third album was just her name, Aaliyah. So yeah, she had 3 albums in her lifetime. Yeah. Like, if I had to choose, it's so hard. Like, I have to choose between 1 in a Million and her third album for some reason. Like, I like the third album because she was doing a lot with different sounds, different beats and shit.
Yeah.
She was doing a whole lot of experiment with different sounds and shit. That's why I like the third album.
Yeah, man. Aaliyah was like one of the best at what she was doing.
Yeah.
And especially when she made that song This Is My Girl, I See Your Girl with the one with Timberland. What's that song called?
Are you that somebody? That was my shit. Like, I love the music video, the choreography. That was from Dr. Dolittle soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to as a kid I used to try to emulate the choreography from that music video.
I know you probably used to try to do the Aaliyah dance and everything.
Yeah, and Try Again. That was another one.
She could dance her ass off, man. I was like, yo.
Hey sis, how you doing? But yeah, yeah, that was, man, she had so many classics. It's not even funny. Like, her shit, like, to this day you can still listen to her music because it was just so ahead of its time. Like, the music that you heard in the 90s, her shit stood out because it was very futuristic. It was something you can hear in the future. Like, her music was nothing like other artists during the 90s.
Yeah, I agree with you, Super Duck. Rock the Boat was a vibe, man. That shit, I used to like motherfucking whenever whenever I was in a car with my mom and I would put that on, I used to play Rock the Boat and I would bop my head into it. Like that song was nice.
Yeah, and that was her last music video, unfortunately, because that's where she passed away, because she was filming that music video in Bahamas.
Yeah, they gave her that shitty ass fucking plane. I was fucking mad, bro. I was like, I actually really freaking cried when she died that day, man. Tears was coming out my eyes, man. I actually cried.
Yeah, Patricia, she only been in 2 movies in her lifetime. Her first movie was Romeo Must Die, and her last movie was Queen of the Damned. Yeah.
And she looked so damn sexy in that. I was like, damn, man. Would I wish for her to bite my neck when she was playing that damn vampire? God damn.
Yeah, she killed that role. Like, she really stood out. Like, that movie was boring as fuck, but when she came on, like, when she came onto the screen, like, she took over. Like, the movie was more enjoyable to watch.
I was like, Aaliyah, you a vampire now? Bite my neck. Shit. She looked it good in that role.
Yeah. That's the only time that movie was watchable was when she came on screen. Other than that, man,
Yeah,
that
because
movie sucked.
that shit was boring. That shit was trash, man. But
Yeah.
she killed the role though. She killed the role.
Yeah. Yep, she was supposed to be in the Matrix movies, and then when she passed away, like she filmed some scenes, but she was able to film all of them. So like they had to replace her with Marvin Gaye's daughter and all that jazz.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that were supposed to be in certain movies that passed away.
Yeah.
Pac, he was supposed to do Baby Boy and I think
Yep, he was
Star
supposed to be in
Wars.
that.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in Baby Boy. I was like, man. It was supposed to be him and Ice Cube. I would have loved to see that how that would have transpired.
Yeah, like in the movie, I don't know if you noticed, but in Tyrese's character's room, you see Tupac on his wall, like a mural. There was just that was their way of paying, homage since he was supposed to be in that movie.
Yeah. I was like, damn. That's fucked up, man. All these people died before they freaking time, man.
Yeah, Pac died when he was 25.
Yeah, Aaliyah died before her time, before she could actually bloom. She would have been taking over this shit right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she was only 22. And I remember that. You remember that show that used to come on MTV called Diary? She was on that show called Diary.
Yeah.
And she had a premonition. She even had a premonition about her death. It was really creepy.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. But I know she would have been bigger than what she is if she was still living. Like, I know this. Like, she had so much going on for herself. Like, she had so many movie roles she had lined up. Like, she had shit going on. And her life was short.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man. Like I said, I literally freaking cried when the day that she died and shit. My mom freaking showed me the damn newspaper, and I was like, nah, this is a fucking lie. I turned on the fucking TV, and this when I was at motherfucking school. This happened. This when I was in high school. So I was like in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Turned on the TV. When I got home from freaking school, saw that shit, motherfucking cried.
Right.
I was like, damn, man. I was like, nah, she ain't dead. Nah, she ain't dead. Turned on the damn news, she was fucking dead.
I was in disbelief when I found out she died because I just seen her on 106 in Park when she had on that white outfit on. She was talking about how she was going to be in Bahamas filming a music video. So, I mean, she was just on 106 in Park and then
I seen that
she
shit
passed
too.
away.
Yeah, I seen that shit too on 106 in Park, and she was just there doing it. I was like, nah, man, this is a fucking hoax, man. Nah, man, they fucking bullshitting, man. Turned around, turned the TV on, and I was fucking shocked.
Like, I was sad as hell, man. I was like, man, you ain't gonna tell me Aaliyah's dead, man. Fuck that, man. She was just on 106 in Park.
I was in denial.
Yeah. Her death was just it was preventable, man. Like, she didn't need to die. Like what the fuck, man? The way how she went out, man, that shit was so preventable, man. She didn't need to fly in that small ass plane.
Yeah, man. I was like, these dumb motherfuckers made her go in that small ass plane, knowing that she got a lot of fucking stuff that's gonna weigh down the damn plane. Y'all put her in that goddamn motherfucking piece of shit ass little ass plane. What the fuck that's gonna do, man?
Yeah, and she called Damon Dash up and was like, she didn't want to get in that plane. She had reservation about getting that plane.
So basically, that's Damon Dash's fault, man. I'm like, yo, if your woman tell you she don't want to ride that plane, you motherfucking go get her a bigger plane or some shit. You don't motherfucking make her fucking ride that fucking plane, man. What the fuck wrong with you?
And on top of that, the shit was they had too much shit in that plane. I mean, you can't be putting too much shit in a small plane like that. That's another thing. Like, yeah, so much that could have been prevented.
Yeah, that shit was fucking crazy, man. I'm like, knowing she got all that stuff, she called you and told you she don't want to ride that plane. She suspected something was gonna happen, and that exactly what happened. Fucking plane fucking fell and crashed.
Yeah, her instinct was telling her like she didn't want that getting that plane wasn't a good idea. Like her instinct was kicking in.
Yeah, like she probably was paranoid after the damn motherfucking. Like she probably knew that she was gonna die if she ride that plane. Like something was telling her like, don't get on that plane. Don't get on that plane. Don't get on that plane. Get a bigger plane. You got all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's the life. That's the life and death of Aaliyah. But yo, Harley, I'm gonna see you later. I'm about to go handle some business real quick. So I'm gonna jump back up here and talk about Aaliyah.
Okay. Have a nice day.
All right, you too.
All right. But yeah, man. Yo, Aaliyah should still be here right now. And every time I think about that in 2021, I'm like, man, it's fucked up and it's not fair. Like, she should still be here. Just chilling. The pilot he died in that plane crash. And that's another thing. Like, he didn't even have the credentials to even fly that plane in the first place. And then they found drugs in his system and shit. So even he didn't have no business flying that plane. It's just so much that went wrong that could have been preventable. From overloading the goddamn plane. It's just a lot that could have been avoided. And I'm glad they finally got all her music on streaming sites, because for the longest we couldn't even listen to none of her music on Spotify and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, shit was crazy for the longest. What's up, Patricia?
What's up? I just caught you. It was like, damn. Yeah, that death right there was senseless. I was looking at Justin. I don't know if I thought everybody in that plane died, but at the end of the day, it don't matter what Damon Dash wanted. That's the pilot's neglect. He says what happens on his plane. He's the commander, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So the blame would be like in my car. I know 5 people could get in there, 3 in the back and 2 in the front. But if I squeeze somehow 6 people in the back and, you know, us up front, and I get in an accident, that's on me. I was over capacity. You know, man, anybody operating any type of a vehicle or anything, a plane, you train for that. You know better.
Right. And the only person who briefly lived and survived that was the bodyguard, and he ended up dying anyways. His last words was, "Is Aaliyah okay?"
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. I was just sitting here thinking, like, all the deaths in the last 20 years that were that just stopped the nation. I know Michael Jackson stopped. Yeah. It was like, damn, man. When I think Farrah Fawcett, she
died. Yeah, she died, and then when Michael Jackson died, kind of like overshadowed her. So
yeah, no, like I talk to people now, they be like, Farrah Fawcett's dead. I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, she died around the same time as Michael Jackson, and he just overpowered her. And then another one that got me was Kobe. Kobe got me.
Yeah,
it was like everybody
last year. Yeah,
man, I remember when that happened. I was driving, and that shit came over the news, and then I was sitting there in shock. I was just in the car. I had to pull over. I was like, what? And then I seen this party. Neighbor was having a party, and I pulled up, and I was driving slow. He was like, hey. And then I was like, did you just hear that? And he was like, what? I said, Kobe. They just announced Kobe died. And they turned off the music and everything. Like, everybody was standing outside just shocked. And Tupac, man, I was real young, but that just killed it. Biggie, yeah, kind of, but at the time of Biggie, it was that East Coast, West Coast beef. And people just thought he had so much to do with Tupac's death. We liked Biggie, but it was that beef going on at the time, so you know how that goes.
Yeah,
they didn't mourn him out here.
Yeah, that whole East Coast, West Coast shit was some bullshit.
Right.
Like who gives a fuck? Like, music is music. Who gives a fuck if it comes from East Coast and West Coast? Like, music is music. What the fuck?
I think that people honestly thought that Tupac was like immortal. Like, he just couldn't die because he had been shot up so many other times and survived. So I think people had it in their heads that, oh, he'll make it. He done shot. He'll make it. So when it's like everything stopped. Nipsey Hussle. Yeah,
I was sad when Nipsey got killed. Yeah.
Yeah, motherfuckers still getting killed behind disrespecting Nipsey. It's just who else just kept Prince? That was Prince. That was I never liked any of Prince's movies. I don't like all his damn music, but it was a shock, under the circumstances. I didn't know he was like on drugs and shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like, he was hooked on those pills and he OD'd off of fentanyl. Like, everything put with fentanyl.
In the worst place ever. Like, it happened in the sky, right? Like, where was he? Where was Prince? Was he on a plane or something?
Yeah, like, he was in a plane, and then they said that he passed out when he got home.
Okay. So he died on the ground, not in the plane.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a lot of deaths that impact people hard, and it's like, what the fuck? When the nation stops. I just know the more recent ones are Nipsey and Kobe. I remember when Aaliyah died. I remember how looking at Missy and all of them, they were like really mourning. Like, Missy took it hard, huh? Missy Elliott.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, a lot of people took it hard when Aaliyah passed. Like,
right. But I just remember, I don't know why Missy Elliott sticks out to me, because I was like, damn, were they besties or something? Like, what was going on with that?
I think they were close. I think, yeah.
So let me ask.
And she was best friends, and she was also like best friends with Quincy Jones' daughter.
Okay. So I don't know too much of Aaliyah's background. It seems like you're more of a fan.
Yeah, I have more insight.
Yeah, I like music, but I'm not a fan. I don't know if you understand it, but I'm not a fanatic. I'm not a fan of people. I listen to your stuff, but I'm not a collector. But is it true that R. Kelly was messing with her when she was like 15?
Yeah, that's what happened. And she was introduced to R. Kelly when she was 12 years old at the time, and he was writing the majority of her music, producing it for her first album. Mm-hmm. And then they got married illegally without her parents' consent, and they forged the paperwork to where it shows she was 18 when she was in fact 15. And the guy who did that was on fucking Surviving R. Kelly, and he admitted to doing that shit. And he was just saying how they weren't dressed. They just threw on something on. They wasn't well dressed, and he said it seemed like Aaliyah was nervous or some shit. And allegedly, the reason why R. Kelly married her because she was supposedly pregnant. supposedly.
Well, if that doesn't prove he is suspect, for the people that still say he's not, I don't know what is, because what grown man is? I mean, you could see a young girl and be like, she pretty, but he was having sex with her. That's a difference, you know?
R. Kelly was messing with a lot of minors, so like that's
For
another
real.
thing. Like he got that motherfucker got away with a lot of shit back in the days.
Right. I mean, yeah, I heard stories, documentaries where they say he was hanging around as a grown man in his 30s, hanging around with teenagers at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? Like, we see the teenagers at McDonald's after school, but ain't nobody gonna go hang out with them. Who does that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, sis. Like, I don't know if her parents just didn't give a fuck or they just was in the dark. Like, I don't know. I don't understand how her parents didn't know what was going on, because that's another thing. Like, Aaliyah was left alone with R. Kelly by herself.
Right. And that's a no-no. You don't leave your minor daughter alone. I don't know, because like in those documentaries, they were like, I believe that some of these people, because they were so starstruck because of who he was, they were allowing their minors to be with that man. Like the one girl was saying, her grandmother was like, yeah, I know who you are. Like, heck yeah, you could go with R. Kelly. She was running from him, but the granny was like, yeah, that's R. Kelly. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and it's like there's people like that will sell their kids off to the highest bidder with these grown ass adults.
Yeah, that's shame on them. I believe some of these parents need to start being prosecuted.
Yeah, and then they got the marriage annulled, and she stopped, and Aaliyah stopped fucking with R. Kelly. And in her whole lifetime, she never spoke on that dude. She avoided every single question about him, about the marriage. She avoided that question like a plague. And Damon Dash, he said that she has spoken to him about it. All she would say was, "Oh, he was a bad man."
It would have come out eventually, but her life got cut so short it didn't come out.
Like, I wonder if she was still living. I wonder would she have been comfortable speaking on that situation with R. Kelly. I don't know.
Damn.
Hey, Princess X. Oh. Did you see that? I was quick. That motherfucker tried to porn bomb me using Princess X likeness. That's disgusting.
Damn. Sheesh. Why I want people to see your genitals?
Yeah, that's so disgusting.
That's some freaky shit, man.
Hey, Randy. But yeah, that went down, and Aaliyah just went about her business and started working with Timberland and Missy.
Yeah, I like those collaborations. You know, I'm a big Missy Elliott fan still. I like Missy. I like Timberland. I like their vibe.
Yeah.
To me, Missy Elliott is a jack of all trades. She can sing. A lot of people, it amazes me when a lot of people don't know that she has a beautiful singing voice. And
yeah, she can rap and sing.
Rap, sing. She could dance her ass off. Even when she was big as hell, that motherfucker could boogie. Right. She could boogie. Like, I don't have nothing bad to say about Missy Elliott. I am a fan of hers. And Timberland just came with a different sound.
Yeah,
they're all still working just behind the scenes. Yeah,
and it was like something different. Like their shit like was ahead of its time because the beat sounded like some shit you hear in the future or some shit. The way they had their production shit.
Right. Well, I'll be the first to say this, even though I love West Coast rap, but at one point all we had was East Coast rap. So we all liked East Coast rap. We did. I'll admit that. But when West Coast rap hit the scene, NWA and all that shit, I was like, I like gangster rap. I like gangster rap. I like some of the mumbling rap if you have a good beat. I'm not gonna sit there and try and figure out what the hell they saying,
Right.
And then a lot of times when I figure out what the hell they're saying, I'll be like, memo to self, don't let kids listen to that, because it's just like that little Nas X shit. I don't know. I happen to be scrolling on YouTube and ran across him, and I feel that you doing your thing. That's what you're out there. But I've seen some video with he's in a prison.
Oh yeah,
and they're all
the song is called
dancing.
Industry Baby.
Like, what the fuck? I was so disgusted. Like, oh my God. And then they came out with their shoes with they say it's real blood in the shoes. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, really?
I did like his song that came out. What's that fucking country song called when he first came on the scene? I forgot.
Oh,
Old Time. Yeah, Old Time. I think it was called Old Time something.
Yeah. I did not like that, but it seemed like that was a nationwide dance for black, white people. Everybody was loving that, but I didn't like it. Right. Everybody was doing that dance. And it was I couldn't get into it. I tried.
Yeah, Old Town Road. That's what I was trying to say. Thanks, sis.
Yeah. I was like, oh no. But hey, everybody liked it, so I can't hate on it. But that's all I hear, y'all.
So crazy, like when he came out with that song, when it was just him, the country industry was not fucking with it because I think it was some racism shit. It took goddamn Billy Cyrus to hop on the goddamn song for it to,
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, nah, man. What is it? I don't even know the words to that shit. As soon as it came on the radio, and I heard flip, change the channel, fuck this shit. And I started seeing people doing the dances. I mean, everybody was doing that dance. I was like, I'm good.
Right.
This is the cowboy electric slide cracking.
But yeah. So like, I think that that's another thing. If you notice, it's not that many black country artists.
Nah, not too many.
And what's so crazy? We came up with that shit. We came up with that genre.
Right. A lot of people don't know that. Especially if you go to Mississippi, like in Louisiana, I swear, in the black areas, they love country music. Your grandmama from Mississippi is listening to country music. That's what they listen to.
Right.
Yep.
Like that came from us.
Mm-hmm.
And they trying to shut black people out of the whole genre. But we came up with that shit though.
Hey, what I'm tripping on, I don't know. I can't never speak on other places but where I live. But out here we had the hip hop radio stations, R&B. They had the Hispanic ones, and this. But I noticed a lot of times if I listen to the radio, there's a lot of Spanish songs on the R&B stations now, like full blown no English in it Spanish songs. Is that happening where you guys live? I don't know what the hell they're saying.
I don't know. Yeah, no.
I just flipped the channel. I'm like, is that a thing now? Because out here on the black radio stations, they are playing full blown Spanish songs now, but no English. I don't understand nothing. I just flipped the channel.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's just us, huh? Okay. Yeah. I usually don't listen to the radio too much. I got the what is that satellite up in the car where you can listen to all that shit. Pause, rewind, fast forward. I don't listen to the radio too much because they keep playing the same damn songs over and over again. So if I'm not on my Bluetooth streaming my own shit, I'm on a satellite. Fuck that.
Like for me, I prefer listening to music on Spotify. Really.
Oh yeah. My kids like that. I just find the song I want to hear and push play.
Yeah.
I get so tired of the same old shit over and over again. That's why I keep running into that Spanish damn song.
It could be because, majority of people in California is Latino. So you're going to hear a lot of Latino artists.
Yeah, true. Yeah, blacks and whites, we out here. We the minority now. No. Hold on.
So, like, do you know any Aaliyah songs?
One. Oh my God, I liked her last one, "Rock the Boat," and AJ, "Nothing But a Number." I like that whole record or whatever it was back then, CD. I think I just liked Aaliyah. I liked her music, but some made me dance more than like "Rock the Boat." Yeah, that was the shit. Her last song, that was the shit.
Right. Yeah, like she had memorable music. Like her shit was just classic, and her shit was so ahead of its time. Like it was her. She was dope in every way.
Right, Randy. Now I live out here, and we got a lot of Hispanic people out here. There are a lot of black people as well, but in certain areas, in certain areas, clusters. But it used to be where black and white people were the majority, but within the last maybe 20 years, nah. There's a lot of Hispanics out. In fact, in Compton and in Watts, I think it's more Hispanics, Mexicans there than black people right now because it's become genderfied. And we sold our properties. Black people, I say we as black people, sold the properties and the Mexicans have moved in. A lot of the east side is just full of Mexicans. It did used to be majority of black people. And I'm not going to front like Compton. When y'all hear the word Compton, you think black people. But if you go back in history, Compton and Wattsville used to be white neighborhoods. They moved out when the first gentrification hit. When the black people got there, the white folks was like, we're out of here. But I couldn't believe that maybe 2 years ago, Compton got its first goddamn black grocery store. A young black girl, she probably she was 33 at the time, so she's probably 35, 36 now. Compton finally got its own black-owned grocery store, and I'm very upset with my peoples for not supporting it because I got a lot of homies from Compton and Watson. When I mentioned it, they either didn't know about it or they hadn't gone yet. And I left my house, which was 20 minutes away, to drive to that black-owned grocery store and support that black woman just because she did that. Wow. So, yeah, I'm Cali. We ain't gonna fake these people out. Compton is genderfied now, mostly Hispanics, more than black folks. Watts too. Maybe the Jordan Downs and stuff still got niggas or the Nickersons, but most of the people with houses done moved out. They offered those people condominiums and houses way out in the middle of the goddamn desert, but them people did not realize you done moved your ass out there and your job is 2 hours away. And in a minute, that shit gonna start looking like Scottsdale and Carson, which is a housing community that was beautiful in the beginning with swimming pools, tennis courts, racket courts, weight rooms, steam rooms. And after 10 years, that shit looks like the slums. And that's what they do.
That's crazy.
So you don't jump on somebody for saying Cali? Why can't people say Cali if they want to? We don't own the rights to this shit. Oh, that shit funny to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, people down south call it, in New Orleans, call it dirty. New Orleans. If they want to say Cali, they can say Cali.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else want to hop on the panel? Talk about Aaliyah.
Yeah, you schooling me because I thought all that was myths. I did think it was a myth.
Yeah. Shit, I want to do something for her anniversary.
When is it?
Shit, today. That's why I'm doing the show.
Oh, okay.
Anniversary of her death.
Happy heavenly birthday, Aaliyah.
What's up, Black Caesar?
Yeah, but you can say what you want. I mean, most people, my family in New Orleans. Nobody in my family say New Orleans. They say N'Orleans. N'Orleans. Right. Everywhere everybody lived, they cut the name down. They don't say San Francisco, they say Frisco. They don't say Las Vegas, they say Vegas.
So you think no, it's not her birthday today, it's the anniversary of her death. Her birthday is January. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say happy death day, god damn it. We remember you.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of good ones. What's up, Black Caesar? All right, I'm about to jump down.
All right.
So I came and just heard you and jumped on. Got to get this blouse and stuff. I got to stretch. All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, peace.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. I'm about to get off of here. Shout out to everyone that came through. And rest in peace to baby girl. You're still missed. I'll holla at y'all. Peace.